I believe you already know. The Tigers, Nigeria's women's senior national basketball team, have owned women's basketball in Africa for 5 years in a row, and they have championed the women's AfroBasket for 7 times. This is the Bounce, your #1 podcast for everything basketball in Nigeria and across Africa. And today we'll be looking at the last run of the Tigers in the women's AfroBasket. So I'll be reviewing this with one of the key basketball stakeholders in Nigeria, Mr. Fane Yonem.
Thanks for having me on the Bounce podcast, your #1 podcast on everything basketball.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I must say that it's a privilege to have you here.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to share your experience. I know you were also on ground with to watch the team during their scrimmage game, which was like a preparatory game against the AfroBasket. How was the experience like? What was the interaction between the players and the fans?
Okay. First and foremost, the team didn't start on time. That's the camp didn't start on time.
Yeah.
So the real time allotted for that scrimmage passed. So they didn't really have that time because they were supposed to have like a 4-nation championship.
Yes.
But the DTRS, they didn't arrive on time, and then due to whatever reasons,
visa issues I heard.
yeah, everything
all that
was
stuff.
everything was just like that. So in all honesty, there was no scrimmage game.
Okay.
Yeah, what they just did was practice sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, we were there during the practice sessions. That's the ladies played among themselves, and then there was a day that was an open day for the fans to come in. Yeah, so well, the fan engagement, yes, it was really nice for the community in Abuja, and then people that came out of town.
Just to
people also came out of town to experience the team and then connect with the team. You could see even young kids, 2 years, 3 years, connect with players, and even collect. I saw kids of like 12, 13 years collecting phone numbers and IG handles of these players.
Wow.
So that is what we call fan engagement and connection. So they connected well with the Nigerian community before the AfroBasket. Yes.
I think that's like the main reason why a lot of people came out to support the girls this year.
Yeah,
because of that interaction they had. It gives them now the team is now relatable with the audience.
Yeah.
So if we are saying Ami Okonkwo, a 12-year-old kid in Abuja knows who is Ami Okonkwo, and she has seen Ami Okonkwo, and I think it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
To meet these people in person and then having them win the championship.
Yeah.
So it's going to inspire a whole new generation of players to say, oh, I can also do that.
Yeah.
So
just to add to that, I took my daughter to the game, and she connected well with Inabosi.
Oh.
So at the end of the day, Inabosi didn't make the final cut. And then she was sad. She was like, why? But then she also connected with Amy. No, not Amy. What's her name? Ezine Kalu.
Yeah.
She connected well. She took pictures, and so that's another person she supported all through. She also watched it on screen all through. Yeah,
I know she'll be trying to follow up the games to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go into the games.
All right.
Heading into the first game, what were your thoughts? What were you expecting versus Rwanda in the first game that the game was played?
Oh, for me, I just felt Rwanda was more of a practice session. No disrespect to the team, but what we didn't have, those scrimmage games. So I expected Rwanda to be one of the games we'll use to just get to know ourselves better. That's build more chemistry. Because the chemistry is already there. But to build more chemistry, connection, and then also see where our mistakes are and correct them. So that's what I expected from that game.
So I after that game, which was like a walk in the park, then they played against Mozambique, which was like a finals game before the main finals. I mean, that game actually had a lot of people on their toes. And how did you feel in that in the moment of that game?
Mozambique was a test of character because we could easily lose that game. So but when you look at the build of the DTGRES, I think they have a variety, different kinds of players. There are times when in a game you won't need Muruja to come in. But you see that kind of game, that is where you needed her. and
Yeah.
it goes down to coaching.
Yes.
Now the technical crew of the Tigers, they knew exactly what to do, and they knew the players to use at such
at the
situations,
time.
and it turned up well for us. You know, from fan engagement, I saw somebody from Mozambique commenting somewhere on the post and saying that Murja is a man, she should stop playing. But they also have the same kind of player on their,
On their own
team
team.
who was dominating. So that tells you that our technical crew knows exactly what
they were
Yeah.
doing. Yeah. So interestingly, in the semi-finals against quarterfinals. We played quarterfinals
Yes,
first,
quarterfinals.
and we went to the semi-finals. But I mean, the semi-finals game was more it carried more weight because we're playing our all-time rivals, Senegal.
Yeah, it carried more weight. But first, that quarterfinal, it was a game we could easily lose. Forget that we blew Cameroon out, because from history, Cameroon is a country that has always given us problems, both in football and basketball. And the last time the Tigers lost, that's 10 years ago, it was Cameroon. It was to Cameroon. The same team. So they beat us. They beat us in the semi-final. And then there's I think the Tigers has a history of not losing the final. Yes. We only lose either we don't proceed, or we lose at
maybe
semi-final, and then we play third place. But in the finals, once we get to the finals, we always lost. So like that game, for me, that particular game, based on history and everything, I was scared.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't watch the game. I waited till the second half. Yes, when I heard we were blowing them out, then I started watching, because I didn't want to watch the game. I was scared.
Yeah. So for me, it was the Senegal game. I didn't watch the game. I was scared. In fact, I was telling somebody that this game, or we might lose this game. You know, part of the reason being that the current coach of Senegal, you know, and his crew were coaches of the Tigers some time back. I'm talking about Coach Otis and Coach P. Amedu, who's our own. I was wondering if we had lost to Senegal, if Coach P would have time to visit Nigeria.
Yeah, that particular game was a beef game, but in all honesty, to me, that game, I wasn't scared of it. I have my own reasons.
Yes.
I wasn't scared because I watched Senegal play, and then somehow there's that resilient spirit. That's what they used to beat Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Because when you look at Ivory Coast, they were the home team, but they weren't that strong. And then in the group stage against Senegal, lost. So right there, I just
that's true, because if they had topped their group, we won't meet them in the semi-finals.
So right there, I believe, this team is beatable. Going to AfroBasket, I was scared of them because I was following them.
Yes.
I was following everything about the team, their practice, as in they started in good time and everything. So I was following them.
I think they were deliberate about making their presence known, that we are preparing for this.
Yeah, and Senegal was built to beat Nigeria. That is the mistake they made. They built that team to beat Nigeria, and that's why they lost certain games. They came to the tournament just to play Nigeria. So that's another lesson. Sometimes when you're going to a championship, go prepared to play everybody. You don't go because, okay, you're a former coach of Nigeria, then you have a crew on your team. Yes, we know that Nigeria are the African powerhouse, but then they are still emerging forces in Africa.
Yeah.
So you don't just go to a tournament thinking of one person while you have 16 other teams. So, like, true to it, I was actually at the stadium during the Zenith Women's Basketball League. So when it started, I didn't start the game. I didn't start watching in time.
Yes.
So when I heard the scores, we were down, and then I refused to watch till I came back in like 5 minutes to the end of third quarter.
Yeah.
And what motivated me, I wasn't watching. I wanted to just listen to the commentary. My daughter was watching. She was the one that actually made me watch that game because I was scared. I would leave the place, come back like
and
that.
just check.
But I watched the whole of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And man, we have the spirit. We have that fight in us.
I mean, kudos to our girls. They have that true Niger fighting spirit.
Yeah.
Now to the finals.
No, that is where Ezine Kalu showed up.
Yeah, the Nigerian queen.
Man.
The real Nigerian queen. I mean, Ezine Kalu is crazy. I think in the third quarter she had like like 2 back-to-back steals that
Yeah.
brought us back into the game.
Clutch steals.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the fourth quarter, it was like me immediately they extended the lead to 10 points. I just said it was over.
Yeah.
And then
True.
they had no option but to keep fouling, and then we're also scoring our free throws. So it was, I mean, it was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. Now, the Super Falcons, right?
Yeah.
The national football or soccer team, women's team. They were rewarded after winning the CAF.
Mm-hmm.
And, when the AfroBasket started, everybody was agitating. Hope the Tigers are also going to get the same reward.
Yeah.
And then eventually they won. And then kudos to our president. He rewarded our girls same way the football girls were rewarded.
Yeah.
So somebody was asking me, and I'd like to have your own take. Our federation, it's sad, but there's always different stories about funds that always come up.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be the same this time around? Are they going to get the money as they have been promised, or do you think stories are going to come up later?
Well, these funds are not coming from the federation. That's the first thing.
Okay.
They're coming from the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe from history or things that happen with federations or with, in quotes, certain government organizations, when funds are disbursed to them, and then the next thing, they don't come complete.
Yes.
So I believe, like the president of Nigeria, they know all these things.
Yeah.
So the funds first are going straight to the players, and they're not passing through nobody.
All right. So hopefully those stories, the girls are going to get their money, and the officials as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still want to talk about those funds.
I'll bring you up maybe on another episode, because if you want to talk about funds and federation and basketball.
No, I'm not even talking about federation. Just what the funds will do to basketball and sports.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes. Because a lot of people were saying civil servants are not being paid this, and then they are giving a huge amount of money to just players. So let me hear what you have to say.
See, these players deserve more than those funds. That's the truth. If you go to other places, what makes sports work? Sports is big. Sports is a business. Now, the more we give these funds to these players, that is what will encourage the growth of the game. That's not just basketball, sports
in general.
You don't know what that's equivalent to, like 150 million. Even in the WNBA, $100,000 is money. Is when you go to the NBA, you know the difference is there.
Much.
So when you go to the NBA, certain players can get $100,000 and decide to use it for charity. But in the WNBA, I can tell you that $100,000 is a lot of money. It's huge for women's sports. So for these ladies getting these funds, do you know what you would do to their families, and then extend to kids that are coming up? That is the only time parents can freely release their kids,
when they hear
the girl child, to go and play sports. So, man, it's commendable.
To have a very huge impact on the long run.
On the long run,
yeah. So our girls deserve it, and let them have it. All right. So just like you mentioned, this is one of the things that is going to boost women's basketball on the grassroots.
Yeah.
There's something that has been happening, which is local players. I mean, players homegrown are playing in the local league.
Yeah.
Before now, I think we used to have like 1 or 2 of them on the national team. But this current squad, I don't think is right to count Murja and Okoro as home-based players anymore.
Yeah, truly, you can't count them as home base, but how did they get there?
Okay.
They started
from.
Yeah, it's more like an introduction. You don't just change something like that. You bring them. It's a systematic thing. You bring them in gradually, and then they take over.
Yeah. So do you think there are players in the local league that can fit or play at that national team level?
Now, no disrespect to the local league, but in all honesty, you want to bring players from the local league, and then what you need to do is infuse them gradually. Bring them to the camp. They come for the first time. Even if they don't make the team, they go back. And then you're taking a gradual. It's a gradual process. Sometimes you can create a roster, not a roster spot, a traveling sport for these players, so
to
that they
see
travel
and experience.
and then they have that experience. Because the truth is, the experience we have, the players that came internationally, the experience they have is way more than what we have in the local league, and that is what has made Nigeria stand out. Because when you look at other teams, yes, they have local players, but how are they performing? That's the truth. Exposure and being in that environment where you have the crowd and you have everything, it matters a lot. That is where we'll talk about our league too.
Yes.
Now, our league, kudos to Zenith Bank, they've been sponsoring the league. Our league is coming up. Now, what do we need to do? We need to develop our league further. We need more grassroots championships, more games for the girls. And then, you said something about fan engagement. Another thing we need to invest in sports. That's basketball especially. Is fan engagement. When we start having gyms packed up, that is where these players will start experiencing what it is to play in an atmosphere where it is hostile, and having that kind of thing you see in the WNBA or in Europe or elsewhere.
And then you can actually create stars out of these players.
Exactly.
I think it's very important, because sports in general, not just basketball. Okay, maybe soccer has a huge fan base, which is like natural. It is mostly people in that sport that go to watch games in that sport. So I think it would be nice if they find a way to drag, make it interesting so much so that people outside the sport would have a reason to come and sit and watch the sport and enjoy the game. So I think I believe strongly that sports in general, and basketball in particular, will get to that level in Nigeria someday. And it takes everyone's effort anyway. So you have a role to play. I have a role to play. True. Next time you're going for a basketball game, carry somebody along.
Exactly.
So I want to put you like in a sport and to get your own opinion. I mean, it's going to be interesting if it's your opinion falls in line with someone else's, and then contradicts with someone else's. I want to know two things. On this current D Tigress squad, who is your favorite player and why? And then the second one, I know you've been following women's basketball and this particular team for a very long time. Who is your all-time favorite?
Okay, I'll start from the all-time favorite. My all-time favorite will be Umfong Udoka.
The truth
is, I didn't really watch her in her heydays. I've seen videos, and I've seen what she did to the national team. And my reason for her being my all-time is they paved the way. If she wasn't there, you understand, all what we're having now, we won't have it. Now they paved the way. They made the sacrifice. The sacrifice we needed. And then Umfong also won 2 AfroBasket with Nigeria. And also she was 2-time MVP of the AfroBasket. So that makes her my all-time.
So I heard somebody say Ami Okonkwo is the next Umfong because she also has two MVPs now.
Well, Amy is a prime scorer. And she's quiet. Her game speaks for her. True. But we have a lot of talent on our team, because you could easily say Ezine Kalu. Ezine Kalu too has been MVP once. You understand? And in the championship, for example, in the just concluded AfroBasket, when you're talking of overall tournament MVP, Amy Okonkwo. But when you talk of the finals and the semi-finals, the MVP was Ezine Kalu. No disrespect. It was her spirit. She did everything. Rebounds. As small as she is, she had rebounds. She had stops, steals, defense, and then scored. That's clutch plays. So when you're talking of a tournament MVP, a game MVP, you give it to her. Semi-finals and the finals, you give it to her. But I love so many players on that team.
So you still haven't answered The one
Which one?
like on the team currently, your favorite?
My favorite. Well, it still has to be Izzy
Is in a
Nekabi.
Kalu. All right. I think it's been an interesting conversation so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying this talk. Yeah.
I just wanted to add something about. Okay, you still have questions, though.
You after what you have to add.
No, it was about the first question, the second to the last question you asked. I
Yeah.
just wanted to add something about our league, about
Okay.
developing our league.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, like when you want our league to get to that level, because the truth is, when we talk of developing the league, it has to go down to the grassroots.
Yes.
Now, if from the national team we have a system where we can spot talents, and then there's something called a reward system. Now, those coaches that bring up these players, nobody recognizes them. So what this, we are in a digital era now.
Yeah.
You can have transactions with anybody easily. So what am I saying? Most of these coaches now are tech savvy.
Yeah.
What they do is they just bring up their players, and then the next thing they look for someone either in China, Japan, Europe, or the United States, and then they just take their players there without us in Nigeria knowing anything about these players. The only thing we know about them, the next thing we see them in the United States or something. So if there's a reward system where these coaches are recognized, and then they are also rewarded for what they do, and then there's something like a grant going to these guys.
Yes.
For bringing up kids,
developing those players.
That is how we create a system where we have so much more, and because right now in the league, our best hands are not here again.
Yes,
they are either going to Liberia,
or they are going
to Ghana,
or they are going to Cameroon.
Yeah. So we don't have our best. So now, speaking of financing, and then
trying
to create an ecosystem where sponsors can come, not just for the league.
Yes.
Sponsorship for teams, where teams can confidently go and look for sponsorship, so that we raise the bar. And then I always say this, and I don't know if it's ever going to work.
Yeah.
Like in Nigeria, we need to have something like a minimum wage for
players,
so that we know that our players are earning. If these players are earning here and they are earning well,
they wouldn't have to travel to some of these other countries.
So I think these are some of the things we need to look into.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I mean, it's very important if that minimum wage thing can work. I mean, if you can't sponsor, if you can't meet a certain standard, it's better not to even have a team at all.
Yeah.
Because if you see what some of these players go through, I mean, it's not good to say on camera. So thank you so much for being on the show. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I hope you guys also enjoyed the conversation. Yeah. Looking forward to have you again and to talk about other stuff. I mean, you're doing so much in the basketball ecosystem. So to finish, I'll just let you tell my audience a little about yourself, what you've been doing in the basketball ecosystem, the development, the media, Niger Hoops. Big ups Niger Hoops. I mean, this is Niger Hoops. This is yeah. So
well, when I'm asked this question, I don't even know what to say. But all I know is I'm in for basketball, and whatever is basketball, if I have to play, I'll play.
Yeah.
If I have to support, I'll support. So for basketball, I do anything, but I do what is legal. I won't go and do anything illegal. So yeah, I'm trying to help basketball. That's even with the Abuja City Basketball League, Niger Hoops, and then other. I'm also general manager of Boko City Chiefs, and then other initiatives. Wherever you find basketball, you find me.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to bring you on to talk more about the ACBL. I mean, 12 years in a row, doing so much, and you guys should look forward to that episode. I mean, it's going to be very interesting.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you also for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to Who TV on YouTube and follow the Bounce with Ojay on all social media platforms. Quick one, shout out to California Apartments, which are the sponsors for this particular video. California Apartments is short-let apartments in Cairo, Abuja. They have very beautiful rooms, and their hospitality is top-notch. Please do well to check them out. So see you on the next one.